Hello friends. You might be preparing for civil services preliminary examination, and some of you have asked this doubt of as to should we read newspaper or not. So for which there is no simple answer. I will try to answer as much as possible, as many questions as possible regarding this in this video. First thing I'll tell you. I do not know whether you have seen. There is a Tamil movie where Vivek and Mailsamy will be there. They will be like playing this Kaun Banega Crorepati. In that, Vivek would be saying that. So one question you answer, you will get this money, and two. So 15th question, if you come, so you will get this much of amount of money. For which Mailsamy will be like, see, why to go 1, 2, sir? You can ask directly 15th question. I will be getting all the 1 crore rupees. This reading material is like that. Reading not newspaper. The whole thing about this conversation comes because of the market of this current affairs. When people say the fact that somebody says the fact that I read newspaper a lot. I read newspaper a lot for a very long time. Then I understood the fact that these materials are good. What they are actually meaning, you should read. There is something called as a reading in between the lines. What they are actually meaning is that this newspaper is what helped me clear this exam through this material which is there, which I read it in the last moment, for which there is a base which has been built. This is what students not understand when somebody says don't read material, don't read newspaper. Actually, don't read material, but they say that don't read newspaper. There is this misconception on this. This is a misinformation. I'm not saying it is a deliberate disinformation, but it is a misinformation where people come to understand the fact of newspaper as merely a way through which they can gather information, note down information. Understand this third point. See, prior to 2010, the question paper was 150. Okay, prior to 2000, this was prior to 2010. After 2010, they have changed it to 100 question. The reason for same timing. Okay, so the reason for changing that is that 150 question is like factual question. 100 question is like logical question. When they have changed the pattern, the meaning that they have changed is you don't have to know, or lots of information is not necessary. The analysis of that information is important. So in civil services, there is this view is that the person who has the maximum information can clear this exam. See, information first of all is not knowledge. Knowledge is not wisdom. What UPSC is trying to do is that to make you a wisdomous person. You having a lot of information does not necessarily mean that you will be able to answer all the 100 questions. Converting them into only these tests are also, that is knowledge part. That is also not going to help. How well you connect things, understand, logically make an assumption of the answer, then you come to this position of wisdomous person. That's what UPSC is looking at 2025. What people say, we should have so many information, we should have all the current affairs, all these things should be read. That is prior to 2010. That is when 150 question was there. Now society has changed, things have changed. The click of the button, you have everything with you. ChatGPT gives you everything that is necessary for you from top to bottom, whatever in whichever way. See, you want to talk about any India Gaza or India Palestine relationship, in which way you want, you type it in ChatGPT, it will give you. But what we forget to understand is that that's not what UPSC wants. This is where I want to want you to focus. This is merely information. Information is wealth can be true in the way in Sendil's movie to gather to gather all the food in that movie, in Shankar's boys movie. Information is wealth in that. Now ChatGPT has been done. Now no more information. How do you convert it into knowledge? How do you convert it into wisdom? That is analysis part. This is where you come. Now the information will be taken over by ChatGPT. How are you going to analyze that is your game. For that is why we read newspaper. This is the simplest of explanation. Newspaper is not something that you note down, you sit down, you sit down for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you note down every point. Automatically your mind will say that, see, these notes or these materials have contain all these things, why should I take notes? Your job is to convert the information into a knowledge into a wisdom. This part, is what glues, that is newspaper glues this part. Without you realizing the fact, you are becoming a wisdomous person. See, that's a strange fact. Wisdom is a philosophically, if we talk about to become a wisdomous person like Buddha or Gandhiji, it's a very long way ahead. But what I am trying to say is that to become wisdomous, you need the analysis. This information, see, in Tamil, pulli vecha kolam. You can put all this pulli. And the connection, how you do, is what makes that column as a column. That connection does not happen when you read material. It does not have a top, it does not have a bottom, it does not have any information regarding how do you analyze things or why do you analyze these things. This comes in newspaper every day. You should think about reading that newspaper, is what is my point of view. Don't hear to too much. See, I was I was thinking about all these things, and I was the stock market. There are so many problems going in stock market. You can, any of you who have invested, you will know. So much of information. This person says that thing, this person says that thing. The point of the matter is that what is information in that you should gather. That is what wisdom. That is what is the important. You should cut down all the noise. Cutting down all the noise is what is an important thing in this generation. Last generation or the previous generation had all the time in the world to go and collect information, go to library. We used to have Reader's Digest. We used to have so many things, we used to note down so many things. You guys live in the age of ChatGPT. You guys are, born to make this information useful for the humankind. This is why you become an officer. You don't merely see, that's the point of this examination. You merely being a recipient of whatever information is dumped on you is not becoming an officer. What is becoming an officer is how do you analyze, how well you analyze. ChatGPT is also going to give you information. What difference are you going to make in this bureaucracy is what is the meaning. This is why I want you to check newspaper reading every day. 1 hour, maximum 1 hour, no 3 hours, 2 hours, no notes, nothing. 1 hour, you read it with heart. Whatever time you have, you read it with heart. You understand it with the understanding that something is relevant to the UPSC previous year question that they have asked in mains. Like that, if you do 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, same as in the stock market, you cannot invest in 1 day. See, 1 day I invest, I want to have crores of rupees. No. Anybody follows stock market will understand that wealth is generated over a period of time. You accumulate in small quantities, and that is the meaning of all this SIP and many other things will be there in stock market. People are worried now because stock market is falling. See, when the stock market falls, when you are worried, how are you going to build it for the 10 years? So now immediately, if everybody goes to some material kind of a thing, everybody will fall. But whoever stays, this is what Warren Buffett says, I am a staunch believer in people who have waited, accumulated, done things in a wisdomous manner. I believe what Warren Buffett believes. You cannot build something in 1 day. Reading a material in 1 day and understanding, that's what. Going to the 15th question is not wisdomous. You build yourself, you become an officer, and you will do what you want to do in your life slowly. So I will go to the first question that, this student had asked me. See, this is my stand on reading newspaper. I sincerely, stubbornly believe the fact that I cleared 8 times. Okay, 8 prelims I have cleared, not once, 8 times. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All these 18, 19, last was 19. So I went to interview during the last interview was during the COVID time, 2020. So all these times, if I can point out to one thing that cleared me this exam, actually in one more video I have said this, that is polity. Okay, if one thing I can say that with so much of confidence that helped me clear all through this years was polity. How well I was able to manage the rest of the topics, it was newspaper. Polity was enabling me to, clear, but what helped me in other areas, so many other areas were there, that was reading newspaper. You guys have to check this very seriously, cut down the noise. The misinformation will be there. People would keep on saying so many things, but I have cleared 8 times and I can say it with 1000% assurance, this is the reason that I cleared. So the point that the student had asked is which newspaper to read. There will be so many newspapers, read this newspaper, read that newspaper, this is a left newspaper, this is a right newspaper. See, Hindu newspaper you can read. You will see, it's a newspaper which covers information in a very broad spectrum. They have a very good set of people writing in that. Editorials and all will be written by Suhasini Haidar for international relations. See, excellent articles. You won't get better articles than that. Rangarajan, or former RBI governor, chief economic advisor, he writes about economics. You cannot match these people's article through just, one simple 2-3 lines you can read in some material. It's not match. See, this is wisdom. To understand that, you have to read Suhasini Haidar's international relations to understand these things for GS paper 2 and political science, and to understand that this Mr. Rangarajan sir. So all these people writing about economics will help you clear this exam. So Hindu newspaper. So that's my point. How to read it and make it exam oriented? That's my biggest doubt. This is not a one-day thing. How to make it means you have to have very good understanding of previous year question. If there is an article, okay, I did not see the article today. Maybe yesterday's paper I saw. In yesterday's paper, they were talking about this malaria, how malaria came, how malaria, infected so many people, how we have vaccine now, but how these vaccines are not effective on these, effective as such as corona vaccine and things like that. You go and check. I have in geography, geography, they have spoken about these not communicable diseases. There is a question. Communicable diseases in India. They have spoken about dengue, chikungunya, malaria, and other things. How these things affect the urbanization pattern, or how these things are affecting the health of the population. What I will do, when I am reading this this paper or this article, I will keep that keep that question in mind. You are reading a paper just blindly is not, going to help you. You have to have one question that UPSC has asked. So, for example, any other question. Okay, let us assume that they ask this question on one more article which I read was artificial intelligence. How is it going to help in drug manufacturing? You go and check 2022, I think 22 or 23 GS paper 3. They have asked how AI is going to help in healthcare industry. So when I, read this article, I'll keep that question in mind. Mind you, this cannot be done for initial students. When I come to an UPSC examination for preparation, I will not be immediately able to do. This is where students fall. What they think is that I have to do these things. See, that is the point. 15th question. They go for like, sir, see, today you have come, you have to step into first, second, third, then you will be able to do all these things in 3-4 months. Now, without understanding this, you go and, think that, okay, in material, I get all these things. You think about it, you are stopping the growth that you have to have. If think about it, if you have not gone through first standard, second standard, third standard, fourth standard, would you have completed your college? We are doing that. We are saying that directly come to college. this material and all, directly means, directly things everything is direct. None of the things builds you. Newspaper builds you. The way to read a newspaper article is to back it with a question. In Minds of Aspirant, I keep doing this. You will be able to do in very short span of time. Take your time. First 3 months, if you are preparing, you can take your time. How to consolidate what you read in newspaper and translate into actual use value. See, this is an acumen batch or answer writing batch which I do. This is this entire batch. This is what I do. This is what I actually am present here at Ananagar, doing this every day for the students who are writing this exam as a mains. This is not a one-day thing, or I cannot in one video. So what he says is that how to use it for effective. This is the point. Or if you want, there are so many answer-based things that I have solved in the. So because newspaper and the question, I have to match and show you how it can be replicated into an answer. That is a job for a very long time that has to go through the process of classes. So I am going to say to this fact is that this is what I do for in this acumen pattern of examination or the batch. If you can clear once and for so this is what he says, in one video and one more last one. If you can clear all this in one video, it will be very useful. See, this is where I feel lies the problem. One video, one question, one material. I think again one more comedy comes to my mind. I think it's the movie of Ajit, Wali. I think Wali. One Dadi Balaji will be there. He will have so many problems in his life. He'll be like, you give me one tablet, you'll have so many health problems. You'll be like, give me one tablet, I will have solve all the things. So you'll be like, one tablet, don't go for that. Don't go for one instant noodle, instant things. Study materials, current affairs materials, or instant gratification materials is actually hindering your growth. It has to be done slowly. It cannot be done in one day, one moment. It takes an entire obsession for you to reach this position. And when you reach that, you will be unstoppable. You will be the juggernaut of all these things. I cleared 8 times. I will again repeat. It is because of newspaper. See, it is okay. It is because of polity. Okay, so I will correct that. It is because of polity. But what enabled me, to push through. So my cutoff will be like 67 net. I'm saying net. 67 net. That is 67 means 67 into 2. Okay, so you can put it 67, 64, 65, 62, 59. I have taken all these scores. Polity enabled me to clear, 1, 2, all these 8 times it enabled me to clear. What helped me push through was newspaper. I can say with 100%, not 1000% confidence, if you keep on reading newspaper, you will be building yourself. You will become a person, this is the future of AI, artificial intelligence. They are saying that it is going to take over all the job. When that happens, I can assure you that you will be a different person, an irreplaceable person. Artificial intelligence cannot replace the last part. That's not possible at all. Artificial intelligence can replace information. It has replaced that. Artificial intelligence can even replace knowledge. Now it is coding. In stock market and many other things, it is coding now. In stock market, if you see, you want any information, it will give. But it does not give you this idea that future 10 years down the line, you can plan this way, whether you have to buy something or sell something. It's wisdom, it's wisdom. Or doctors also, it is able to identify all the things and give you medicine. But the doctors are the one who are going to stand with you and help you, guide you in all these things. In civil services, it's not doctors, it's not something else. It's actually a previous year question and your newspaper. You can replace anything by ChatGPT. You want a material, you want a current affairs material, you type in ChatGPT, you will get your fresh. See, I think this will become a market sooner or later. People are going to make ChatGPT based. You can check it. ChatGPT based current affairs, artificial intelligence based current affairs. They are definitely going to, or artificial intelligence based question paper. Whatever may be the thing, previous year question, newspaper, your application and changing it to wisdom is what clears this exam. I wish I cleared, so I hope I was able to clear the doubts which were asked. Again, I'll repeat, read newspaper less than 1 hour. Do not take any notes. You just read it with the backing of a question paper which has been asked in UPSC. So many questions are there. This will help you become who you are as a person. If you have any doubts, okay, if you have any doubts, take 2011 question paper from 2011. Sit down, okay, 2011 to 2024. Sit down and check how many questions they have asked from any material. You note down the proportion. Okay, 100 questions are there in 2011. So they have asked some 5 questions, 6 questions. You tell me the number. You see the question variation from 2011 to 2024. You tell me which material they have asked. You tell me what they are doing. You will understand that it's not a static thing. See, it's not a static thing. It's an application thing. If they are asking about a question, how well you are applying it in the hall, that comes by newspaper. Read newspaper, my friends. I can see. I stand here as your brother. All of you appear to me as your brothers and sisters only. If I were to tell my brother to study this exam, I will tell them in very plain simple terms, throw away the current affairs, take the newspaper, analyze the previous year question. You will clear, my friend. All the best. Thank you. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Minds of Aspirant. You can send this video to anyone who is preparing for civil services and to your family members who want to know about civil services also. There is a Telegram channel, Minds of Aspirant official as well. You can click that link and join the group, and you can ask for whatever doubts that you have. And also you can click the bell icon so that you will get regular updates from Minds of Aspirant. Thank you.